now we're going to talk about rule number 4B, and I'm going to read it. 4B is described as a reversal if before any step, supporting step or UL break, a downward supporting level is formed and broken by one close for 2 times in a row, then we reverse the bearish direction to bearish. Note that the first DSL to break, the second DSL can only be below the first. Okay, so let's look at this break. The area that we are talking about is this area here. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out so we can see better. Okay. Okay. This is the area here. Okay. So last time we had the instructional, we had a break of the URL over here, and we adjusted, I think, to the lowest point, which could have been there. Let me just double check. Yeah. So we had the beginning of the URL, the break of the URL, the lowest point. That's our stop level. Okay. And we now continue looking for the first upper URL, which at 60 bars is the setting, is up here. And we keep this support step until either price action runs away, okay, by a certain amount, user input, usually 1 ATR, and it looks like it hasn't, so I'm assuming that it hasn't, which is why we've maintained this level. And then to get a reversal, one of two things need to happen. Either price action will have to break below by coming down all the way here, or another way, and this is the other way explained. What we can look for is for DSLs to be formed and broken. Now, let's explore that. DSL is a downward supporting level, the opposite of a URL. The minimum bar requirement for a DSL is the same as the minimum bar requirement for a URL. And in this case, it's 60 bars. Okay? So what we look at the rule set, and a DSL is an anchor low price level that has maintained without being touched or broken from above for a minimum bar requirement, and in this case 60. They are continually calculated when we are in a bullish position. Okay? The reason why we look, as we are now, the reason why we look for a DSL is to find weakness in the current trend. So first of all, let's find DSLs. So there's plenty of them. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one there, there's one there. That is not one, that is not one. So which ones are we interested in? We are interested in the first one to be broken. So we have a DSL that doesn't form. That forms because it lost 60 bars and is broken over here, but I think there's one higher. So that one forms 60 bars and gets broken, and I think that's the first one. So that's the first time we see a DSL break right there. Okay, and so we mark it. In order for there to be a reversal, we need 2. The second time the DSL breaks, we then use that as our reversal. Now I want to draw your attention to the item about the second DSL break. It can only be below the first one. So that means that the DSL line has to be below this area there. and it happens over here. That is the second time we have a DSL break. And to illustrate that, we can't use these ones because they're above, and this one I don't think is long enough, but if it was, you have to have a close below. It looks like this is the one that does eventually get broken. For the second time, there's your close. This one here, I don't think there's a close below. It crosses, but the close is above if it's long enough. See, the close is over there. So that doesn't work. It meets the requirement of it being below the first one. And the reason why I like to say that it has to be below, because if it's above, you know, it's supporting the trend. I mean, if your DSLs are up or going up, all you're doing is supporting that you're an upward trend. So in this case, the DSL, if a lower one is broken, then that's enough grounds for reversal, and that's what happens. We put our DSL line there. It is valid because it's 60 odd bars and broken for the second time, bearish, and that is where we are right now. So now I'm going to turn to the bearish indicator and continue up the graph.